There's been a lot of uncertainty in the past few months with prop firms. There's been scammy prop firms coming up, others closing accounts, US traders being banned from using different prop firms and different platforms, trading, of course, CFDs, and most importantly, platform changes, which kind of puts everything under a hold. Should you look for prop firms? Should you scale up trading with prop firms? Is this something that's going to go away or just not be a good kind of way to scale up your account? Well, I think I'm going to do my best to answer that. It's going to be a tough question to answer, but let's dive right in. Yeah, man, tough industry for sure. Tough times for prop firms. And I think that what's happening for prop firm now is going to only lead to better outcomes. It's going to lead to more regulations in the sense of prop firms being more legit, having more rules to back them up and to make sure they are actually good for traders. And I think that's a good thing. Now, you could argue some of these rules come and they change the industry and they make it that US traders have less possibility for trading with CFDs and they're less able to make money from trading. And yeah, of course, it's a fair point to argue on. At the same time, I still believe that prop firms are one of the best ways to scale up your trading. Back when I began trading in 2013, I didn't have any idea of how much capital I needed to get to trade full-time. At that time, I didn't even want to trade full-time. I just wanted to keep it as a hobby and try to make it work, hopefully make some money with it on the side of a full-time job. Eventually, I got to realize that trading needed to get more serious for me and I needed to put some more effort into it to make it profitable and to eventually maybe trade full-time. And that's when capital came in to be this big issue of like, what do you get the capital to trade with? Back at that time, this is around 2016, prop firms didn't exist. You either had to put a big chunk of capital and invest and kind of cover your losses on a fund account that they would give you. But you had to put in at least $5,000 to cover your losses. Or you went for investors and you kind of build a relationship with people, traded for friends and family, which is kind of what I ended up doing, trading for investors. I got the funding, was able to make some returns on that, and eventually go full-time with that capital. Couldn't really do much with this. You had to basically trade on both accounts. They had trade copiers at that time, but they were not that good. And it just made it in a way where you had to kind of place trades on both accounts. At least as far as what I knew I could do at that time. So every day I would log into my account, I would place my trades, I would log into that other account, place the same trades, or kind of go back and forth between both. And at the end of the month, I would get my paycheck or my returns from that account, from the investor I was trading for. Now compare this to how easy it is today to get funded accounts, how you can just buy an account online, get the capital you want to get, take an evaluation, pass the evaluation, get the account, and trade live. I think prop firms have come a long way. And I think this is really different from what we had even a few years ago. Now, if you want to trade with a funded account in 2024, you want to scale up your trading, it's going to require a few specific changes, especially in terms of diversification. You don't want to go with just one prop firm that could close down or one kind of prop firm that could be subject to regulations and changes and whatever. You don't want to do that. You want to diversify your prop firms. Have different accounts with multiple prop firms. The second thing is, and something I believe from a long time ago, is you want to be able to trade based on probabilities, not trade based on I want to pass this challenge. Not try to gamble your way into a challenge. You got to be okay with losing a few challenges to win a few challenges. You got to be okay with paying some challenges you fail and then having some you win, because you can never predict how good a month is going to be. It's impossible to say, okay, I'm taking a challenge now in March, I pass it, then I get funded. Sure, like it could happen, but that's a probability. It could happen, it could not happen, but are you going to kind of try to gamble it out? Are you going to try to put all your money into it to pass this time and get rich from it and make a lot of money in your account? Well, you could, but that's a bad way to do it. Like, diversify instead, go for a probability mindset. And if you win a few accounts, you lose a few accounts. Overall, if the money you make on these accounts overweigh the money you spend, then that's worth it. That's where it is all with these funded accounts. Now, what else is important? Well, third thing is you got to be a profitable trader first. Don't go into a profit challenge expecting to make money or hoping to pass it. Hoping is a really bad strategy for trading. Don't do it. I really believe if you're profitable, you've got the stats to back it up, and you take a profit challenge, then your odds are going to be that you're going to pass it. If you don't pass it, then it's just probabilities that you might not pass it. But people who are not having a strategy, they don't have the edge, they want to pass the account first to get the capital to then trade big with it, that's not going to work out. And honestly, it's been the same thing since the beginning of prop firms. Now, the main thing is people using algos are going to have a tough time, at least in the next few months. I'm sure tools will come up with where you can copy your trades from MT4 to with these new platforms that are appearing, like DXTrade and these other platforms. This is going to come for sure. It's just a matter of time. So if you think you have no issue or no way out because you trade algos and you want to run them on MT4, MT5, and you cannot trade them on these new platforms that the platforms are offering, then well, just wait, just keep that in mind. They already have 3 copiers from, for example, MT4 to DX trade. They don't work well for these prop firms yet. They only work for the basic core DX trade. But I guarantee you in a few months, going to come up with these copiers to be able to trade algos with these other platforms. Now, with all these new changes and these things coming up and how to really get the best of prop firms in 2024, I've put together a training that Michael Tama will host. Michael Tama is a really cool guy. He's coming on YouTube here on the channel many times, doing videos about funded accounts and prop firms and his strategies. And Michael's been trading for 30 years and beyond that. He's now a funded trader, so trading a private fund that's worth over $10 million. If you want to check this out, Michael will cover all in detail what you need to know to pass these prop firm challenges and how to scale up in 2024. How to do it now with the current uncertainty, with things going on, with the new changes, and things you gotta know to be able to do it right. If you wanna sign up for this, I'll put the link below. This is a free training. We're gonna go through everything you need to know right on Zoom live with you. You get the recording if you cannot attend live, but all of this is gonna cover a lot of bases that we cannot recover here into one video. It's gonna go a lot more in depth on this. Hopefully you can get some value out of this. This happens this Saturday, so don't miss out. Sign up now to attend live or get the recording. Comment below if you have any questions on this or any thoughts about the prop firms and what's changing, what's happening. I want to read this. I want to be able to help you with this as well. Subscribe if you're not done yet, and I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.